It's not Tuesday night, but it is 9:30, and that means it's time to go behind the hedges. I'm your host, Mitch, and I'm here with my co-host, Matt. And you say your wife's not getting the notifications.
Yeah, maybe we need to send out the signal, put up the bat signal again. She was telling me that she didn't get the little ding ding.
It just came. It just hit my phone just now.
All right, then.
So maybe she's up there celebrating. Hey, if you're
Anything? Oh, go ahead.
If she's listening, hey, you can maybe leave us a comment or something.
Anything?
I got a thumbs up.
Okay. Anything cool happen this past weekend?
I don't know. Did Georgia was off, right? They didn't play.
Hold on. I'm looking.
What you looking for there, Matt?
Looking for something. Oh man, something's wrong. We may have to go to that thing.
Oh, you want the big thing or the little thing?
Go to the thing.
Go to the thing. Let's do this thing.
I think we'll hang 20.
What?
The other thing.
The other thing, he says. Here we go. Oh dear God, Matt, are you okay?
I'm sorry. I must have gone blind.
Did you summon Ray Charles?
Baby, I'm either blind or what I'm looking for ain't here, and I need help. I can't find it. I can't see. Or maybe it just ain't here because it's them 20 points Tennessee was supposed to put up on my dogs that are still stuck somewhere up somebody's ass in Knoxville.
Did you see this?
I think we'll hang 20.
What?
That's the dude.
I don't know if you saw that. Listen, that clip is 4 seconds long.
Round 17 up, it does go to 20.
Okay, would you like to do that in a football game? Is that how the rules work now?
No.
Is that where we're going, Tennessee man?
Okay.
Hey, I'm just saying. Listen, hey, that is the most points scored on Georgia.
Yes, congratulations on that. So you do.
It is what it is. Previous to that, it was 13. Y'all got 4 more. 17 ain't 20, but it is what it is. That is it's something.
So there's something that while it's on my mind, I want to talk about it because I saw it on Brandon Adams' show this week, and it's something that I don't know. I'll just tell it to you. Matt, you know how we've talked about like in the past Oklahoma and some of these like high-powered offenses in years past, and how they we start breaking it down to like points per possession. You know how we've talked about that. It's like so if Oklahoma scores 7 points every other possession, then their points per possession is 3.5, right? And there was a couple of years ago where Oklahoma's points per possession was close to 5. And we were like, oh my God, how do you get that? I'm just like, 5, man, it's like every 7 drives, you're scoring 5 touchdowns. Jesus, that is a lot of points.
Touchdowns are points.
No, touchdown. Like every 7 drives, you're scoring 5 touchdowns.
So you're scoring
35 points in 7 drives would be 5 points per drive.
What year was that?
It was like 18, 19, and somewhere in the Kyler Murray years, right?
Okay.
And we were looking at that. But then Brandon Adams brought up on his show a different stat to go with that. He's like, really, your offensive points per possession that's not the stat you want. You want to look at your complementary points per possession. So not only how many you're scoring, but how many the other guy is not scoring. Because your 5 points per possession is all well and good, but if the other guy is scoring 3.5 points per possession, you're only getting 1.5 points to the good. You see what I'm saying? Right now, Georgia is averaging 3.8 points per possession.
Wait a minute. I thought we didn't have no offense.
Okay, hold on, but wait, there's more. Georgia's averaging 3.8 points per possession. Now, there's other teams out there that are in the 4s and maybe even some approaching 5, like those LSU and, Oklahoma teams, Alabama last year. Those teams were approaching 5 points per possession. Georgia's at 3.8 points per possession. But here's where it gets interesting. The defense is allowing 0.3 points per possession, which means that you have to possess the ball 3 times before you score 1 point. 1 point. You get what I'm saying? You have to go through 3 possessions before you score 1 point. And that's over the course of the season. So Georgia's differential, then, if you take that 3.8 and subtract that 0.3, 3.5. That means Georgia is beating you by a touchdown every 2 times they touch the ball. They are beating you by a touchdown. And since the defense is only allowing, 6.6 points per game, after Georgia has possessed the ball 2 times, the game is over.
So it's for over. Those of you who don't have a degree in advanced calculus or trigonometry or metallurgy, those of you who never studied, it just means Georgia's really freaking good.
It was also the highest differential that any team had posted in college football since 2010.
Who was that?
I think it was Ohio State.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Or no, it might have been Texas. Now I'm a little bit iffy, but one of those teams. Still, 11 years. You go 11 years and nobody can post a differential like that. It's special. It's special. But to your point, yeah, there are folks who would say that Georgia doesn't have an offense. Georgia doesn't have an offense.
I was one of them until I saw that we are quietly 11th in scoring offense.
Yeah, I mean they're scoring 40 points a game. 40 points. They're right at 40 points per game. And literally in SEC play, it's like 40.1 points per game.
I don't think if any team out there lets us get 14 to 17 points ahead, I think you're done. I think your only hope is the hope that Tennessee, the narrative was if they can jump out fast. And by fast, I mean 14, 17, 21 points of their own. That you got to do that. Because Georgia can score. Georgia can move. Georgia can grind. Georgia gets not everything they want, but everything they need. I've been saying that since the beginning of the season. But against this defense, if we get 14 to 17 points ahead, that means you got to make that up on that defense and then still stop this offense all in the same game. I don't see that happening unless you just jump down our throats.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what it would take. I know that now I'm going to let Brandon behind the curtain for a second. Matt and I talk about this all the time. We talk about how like the defense sort of reminds me of artificial intelligence, in that you can trick it one time, but you can't trick it again, right? And so when we watched the game the other day, that first series, Tennessee comes down the field, like a hot knife through butter.
Just made it look easy.
And I said, and Matt's like, what's going on here? Why aren't we looking? I said, hold on. Heupel is still in his script. These first few plays, these first couple of possessions, this is all scripted. He's like, we're going to go out here and hit Georgia with this, that, and the other, and then we're going to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. Bring on, oh boy. Hey, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, everybody. Mr. KTG, the man himself.
Baby.
Repping them MC Pirates all up on his hat there. How are things down there in the MC, brother?
Oh, it's always good in the good old MC, man. I love my Miller County Pirates, and anytime I get to rep them, I do. So
nice.
Good old love to Colquitt, Georgia.
Hey, are y'all still playing? Season over, or what's the story?
Season's over. We missed the playoffs for the first time in a couple of years, so that was unfortunate. But still got some talent out here. Got some kids looking at some smaller D1 schools, and we'll see how that goes. But Pirates still got some fight.
Nice. I want to actually talk to you about that a little later on. I'd be curious to know what the treasure trove looks like down there in Pirate Country. But here we were.
I can kick it with you for a little bit.
We were just talking about how we were actually talking about how the defense looks a little bit like AI, like artificial intelligence. And so I was we're talking about Georgia now. The Tennessee came down on that first possession really, really hot, and tacked one in, and I was telling Matt, I was like, look, dude, they're in their script. This is all the stuff that they got planned out or whatever. They're like I said, they're throwing everything against the wall. They're seeing what'll stick.
People do.
Right? Of course, we do it too, and so it's like you want to see what moving forward what you have success with, right? So if you run some power stuff or some zone stuff or some RPO stuff or whatever, you know what I mean? Like you want to see what's throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. And so after that first drive, man, the RPO stuff for Tennessee was looking pretty dangerous. And then the next drive comes up and you guys punt. And then the next drive, you guys get a field goal. And then the next drive and the next drive and the next drive. And you see what I'm saying? All the way to the fourth quarter, nothing. Absolutely nothing. That anaconda wrapped itself around you and squeezed the life out of you. There was no more. The RPO that was going for 6, 7, and 8 yards on that first drive was going for 1 and 2 yards on the subsequent drives.
Right.
And you like you said though, it looked like the safety was out of position. We talked about there was a change. Christopher Smith rolls down and plays a star, and then they got Action Jackson out there.
Action Jackson, baby.
You see that number 47 coming, son. You better lay down.
White Thunder.
I sure hated that he didn't get that touchdown and on that block kick. What was that? Was that this week? Was that against Tennessee?
That was the week before.
Yeah.
That just broke my tiny heart. That was against Missouri.
They got a safety. I mean,
he got a safety out of it, but he had it.
He should have 2 touchdowns on the season, man. He blocked the one in Arkansas and couldn't find the ball.
He was looking up like this.
Mm-hmm.
It
looked like a cartoon. But I mean, when you say it's like AI, it just starts to adapt because what's that play where they Hendon Ho would turn around and throw it to the sideline, and there'd be like 3 dudes over there, and then they'd press for like 6, 7 yards.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he'd do that, and oh shit, there's 3 orange jerseys, and there's like 4 or 5 red jerseys.
Right, they were swarming there.
But that didn't happen. It was like it was incremental. Like you said, it was 6, 7, 8 yards. It was like 4.5, 5, and then it got down to like 1 and 2.
And then it's like, Coach, we can't run that one anymore. But I don't know if you remember this, Caleb, but Miller County, as a matter of fact, used to run this play that Coach Ronnie called South Carolina. That was the name of the play, where they'd line up the twins out to the left, and the guy that was split up, they would throw it to the guy in the slot. And the guy that was split, so you'd have a corner in front of him, and you have the safety a little bit back, right? So the idea was you were going to block that corner down, just block him down and make a wall, right? And then your receiver could see which side. If the safety commits inside, you go outside, and the safety goes to outside, you cut back in, right? Tennessee was running a similar thing where they have 2 guys. They'd have like trips out, right? So 2 guys up, come down and block down on your corner, block down on your safety or whatever, and then let this whoever's covering the guy who's getting the ball, let the defense make a decision, and then you go where he ain't, right? That was the basic gist of what they were trying to do. And what happened, like, the first couple of times they run it, it was fairly successful. It was a positive play, I think 6, 7, 8 yards, But then after a while, you start seeing it like these guys weren't getting caught up in. They were not getting caught up in blocks. They were like, do you remember the play where against Kentucky when Levis threw back across the grain and N'Kobe Dean came over and just like wove himself through like 3 blockers, and so when the back catches it, there's not a wall of blockers. It's just him and N'Kobe ballroom dancing, right? And it didn't work out good for the guy, and that's the same kind of thing. Like, it's like once you show us the nature of the beast or whatever, then that defense just rises up and sort of like takes it apart, and I like to watch it.
I got a question for Brandon about he was there in person. You were there. You were at the game.
Yep.
What was and you've been I'm going to assume you've been to several Tennessee games?
Yeah, I've been to a few.
Big games?
Not as big as this. I mean,
okay, so this was a big game. Was that like, what was the energy like? I mean, was it everything that was advertised? Was it as rabid as people said it was going to be?
Well, I mean, Neyland Stadium is its own thing. I mean, I've said it before. I'll say it again. It don't matter who you're rooting for. When you go to Neyland, you have a good time. It's electric. I mean, it's just, it's hard to explain without you being there. I mean, if your team,
but it was there.
On,
it was okay.
Now, by the fourth quarter, we'd lost the damn ball game, so it wasn't quite as much.
At what point did it? At what point was the plug pulled? You think?
Before kickoff.
Oh,
that's trash.
Well, no. What from the Tennessee fans in that stadium bringing that in?
Don't get me started.
Listen, I know y'all had to be fired up after that first possession, that first time. Y'all made it look easy. I'm talking about easy to the point where I was pissed. But at what point during the game, if you had to pick a play or a series, if you can pin it down, at what point did everyone look around and go, "Oh shit"?
That turnover, that was a fucking nail through the heart. When y'all got that turnover.
Who was that, Mitch? That was Darion Kendrick, I believe. Clemson transfer. Former Tater, was it?
But I'm going to say, right up until, for me anyway, right up until about halfway through the third quarter, I was like, that.
So you said halfway through the third? Is that what you said?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. I'm trying to
halftime. I was like, "Damn, this shit could go either way if they just wake up and start playing up to their ability."
Oh, I know what you're talking. You're talking about the interception. Yeah, it was.
It was Kendrick, wasn't it?
It was Kendrick. Yeah. Yep. 1st and 10, Tennessee 38.
My man, DK.
Yeah, he ain't no kind of joke. So I'm going to ask the same kind of question you just asked, Matt, but I want to ask it to Caleb. At what point during the game did you feel comfortable?
Honestly, to be dead seriously, I never felt like we were going to lose. I felt comfortable the whole time, even after the first drive, because if you think, and we all three are Georgia fans, the last 2 or 3 weeks we've struggled on the first drive, maybe 2 drives. And it's kind of like you said, once we get our paws on you and start smothering you, we don't let go. I never felt uncomfortable. Did I like how easily they scored the first drive? Obviously not. But the reason I say that is because I knew that deep down, once we got into the final rounds, they were going to wither away because they just don't have the depth right now. Right. But I will give one shout out. Josh Heupel better win the SEC Coach of the Year. He deserves that because losing 30 scholarship players and doing what he's done with what he has left, that man's a good coach. And shout out to Tennessee. I think they're on the right track.
I'll say this to your point. Anything less than Georgia's defense, I don't want any part of Tennessee right now. Like you better give me our defense, or I'm sweating bullets. I don't want anything to do with Tennessee in November right now, unless you give me my team.
I agree with that. I mean, if they played Florida again, I think they'd smack them around.
Man, look, that could become a whole nother hour-long show.
That's true, but
let's just keep it simple. If Florida and Tennessee lined up today, Tennessee gonna get that ass.
Yeah.
And I think it would get ugly. Like it would.
Yeah, I do too.
Ugly.
I'm actually going to share something with you here, and I want to give Brandon an opportunity to talk about this for just a second. How are we looking over here? Yeah. So this is currently the 2022 SEC football team rankings. This is from 24/7. So.
Can you blow that up? What are we looking at?
I'm scrolling down here. This is the SEC teams.
Oh, okay.
And so I just kind of want to pause right there for a second.
This is recruiting?
Yeah, this is recruiting. So there's Tennessee at 11.
We spoke about this the other day.
Yeah, right. And so I wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about this in front of the firing squad, so to speak. It seems to me that there is a bit of a buzz around Tennessee's program, right? I agree with what Caleb has said about Josh Heupel being an outstanding coach. Tennessee is ahead of schedule. They are, like I've said numerous times, coming into the season, I had Tennessee going 5-7, and right now you guys are staring 7-5 right in the face, and so, dude, that's great. Bowl eligibility is step one. Step two is maybe get a New Year's Six bowl. Get an even better bowl. And then we can start talking about trying to win divisions or whatever.
Let me tell you what step one really was, and it didn't have anything to do with whether we won or lost. Step one in this Heupel situation was him getting those kids to believe in what he's putting out there.
Sure. I don't doubt that in the very least. But I have a question here for you about this. It says, looking here at this screen, I know that might be hard to see for some, but Mississippi State is just ahead of you guys, and Auburn is just behind. But looking at Auburn, man, they have 5 4-star recruits, no 5 stars. Tennessee has no 5 stars, but only 2 4-star recruits. You guys are you have the X's and O's seemingly in place, okay? And I think in order for Tennessee to take that next step, you guys are going to have to get some Jimmys and Joes, and I'm just being honest, and this is not trash talking, all right? Until Tennessee starts recruiting some dudes, I ain't worried about them, okay? Tennessee is what they have been. If you recruit at 11th best in the SEC, that's where you're going to finish. You're going to finish 11th best. Now, don't get me wrong. It makes my heart sing to see Auburn just below you guys. All right, I'm just saying. So you got to get as far away from Vandy as possible, is what I'm trying to say.
That's a hot potato.
Yeah, yeah. So
understood.
All right, so now I got a question for Caleb. Is the quarterback situation at Georgia settled?
I think so.
I think Tennessee, God, I can't believe I'm going to say this on the air because y'all know me. You know what I said and you know how I feel. There's no need to revisit it. But I think the Tennessee game is finally the game where I'm going to have to concede that I may have been – I'm not saying I was.
That may have been hasty words spoken.
And I may have been wrong slightly. May have been wrong slightly about Stetson Bennett before.
Well, to answer your question about that, all of us were, man. We saw what Stetson had last year. Stetson, I'm going to tell you, Stetson, not in stature, not in talent-wise, but Stetson reminds me a lot of Bo Nix. Stetson cares about Georgia. Stetson loves the Georgia Bulldogs. He loves the program. That man went and earned himself a scholarship, went to a JUCO just to come back and get one. And he's busted his ass, man. Like, Stetson wants to win. Stetson wants to be good, and he just wants to help the team, whether he's a starter or the backup. I mean, he was JT Daniels' biggest fan, let's be honest. And I don't have too much good things to say about JT right now. I think he's we'll get into that conversation offline, but nah, man, hats off to Stetson. I was wrong about Stetson, and he's really only had one. I just called a mediocre game, which was the Florida game, but I mean, we still won the game. But he's took care of the ball, made better reads, and he still ain't got the arm talent. But that man's a dog, and I love Stetson. And if he's the one to bring us a national championship, well, let me rephrase that. If he's the quarterback of a national title winning team, he ain't gonna be the one bringing us a title.
I was about to. Stetson Bennett ain't gonna bring us a national championship.
That's what I meant. But if he's the starting quarterback, I don't think there's anyone more deserving.
Go back and watch the tape. Do your research. Buck Bellew wasn't no John Elway. No. Buck Bellew wasn't shit.
Nah.
Buck Bellew had a few miracle plays in that season.
Yep.
And let's just be honest with ourselves. And it was funny because I was. ESPN Classic, they had the Georgia Notre Dame game in New Orleans on the other night, and I watched it. I'd never seen it from like pillar to post. I'm like, oh, good, I'm gonna watch Herschel and them beat Notre Dame's ass. Let me tell y'all something. Notre Dame had something for Georgia's ass. They kept screwing up, and Georgia was like, I'll take that, please. Yeah. I'll take that, please. Herschel. I imagine Herschel is this Greek god who just runs over everybody. There was I don't remember his name. I can look it up. but we don't have time. The linebackers for Notre Dame had Herschel's number. We just kept taking advantage of mistakes the other guys made. I don't know. Like my dad would tell me back in the day, like, son, we weren't the best team in the country. We just won all the games. I was like, that's bullshit. And watching the game, I'm like, nah, he might have been right. So if we don't have the greatest quarterback ever and still get it done, it's kind of a Georgia thing.
Agreed.
Well, I can tell you this. I mean, you hear people say that maybe JT's got more arm talent, but he lacks in the leg department, and Stetson has some arm talent, not maybe elite, but has good legs, right?
That's what convinced me. There were several plays that I saw that they pointed out, and I can't argue with it. There were plays where had JT been back there, we'd have took a loss.
I'll make
quite a few.
I'll make this point though. JT reads the defenses and gets the ball out quicker. That's why he don't need his legs as much.
That's an argument. Sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm Team Stetson at this point, man. Give me like they say, UPS takes 2 days to deliver. The mailman takes half of a game. So let's get it, man.
Caleb, we don't need to go offline. You can give us a spoiler. Why are you not hot on JT?
That's what I was going to ask.
I've heard he's all on board. Are you trying to insinuate there's some shit going on behind the scenes?
I'm trying to insinuate that I don't that.
What? Come on, baby.
I'm trying to insinuate something about I don't like his character. I think he's made of glass, and
see, I've heard that.
Yeah, see, I didn't want. I'm not going to say what I want to say, obviously, but
you didn't want to use the S word
or the P word.
There you go. There you go. Okay. I can call him a sissy.
A soft.
Yeah.
We didn't want to
soft. Yeah, I wasn't going to use the word I wanted to.
Leave it to the damn fighting Trump from Knoxville to get bad on language on this show. God Almighty! You sound like him talking like that. You just grab him by the what'd you say?
Yeah,
I gotta show this. I gotta show this to Caleb. Y'all ready for this?
I think we'll hang 20.
What?
Zap him again.
Zap him.
I think we'll hang 20.
What?
The funny thing is, Ducati.
Hey, Caleb, I'm gonna give you that clip. I'm gonna give you that clip for your show. It's 4 seconds.
That.
What'd you say, Brandon?
I did not know what that noise was that you made.
I snorted.
So I was looking at Mitch here, and I thought he sharted when he heard that.
Oh my!
I mean, honestly, I may have.
He could have.
It was that shocking.
Man, hey.
I wanted to get the clip of Jake Fromm after the press conference walking away singing Rocky Top. That's one of my all-time favorites. Hey boys, listen, we're almost half an hour in, and we do have a couple of items that we need to talk about tonight. First things first, let's go ahead and throw that up there. I mean, it's this is the first time that Georgia has been undefeated in SEC play since I was 3. Okay. And I'm older than y'all. Right?
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it was 1982. All right.
Oh, no, I was 1.
Here's some things that happened in 1982. Diet Coke was invented. You know what I mean? Like, we haven't been undefeated since Diet Coke.
That happened in 1982. Damn it.
Brandon was invented. Possibly because of the Diet Coke. We're not real sure about that. But yeah, man. It's a big thing. It's worth celebrating. I mean, I want to be really, really honest with you guys, really fair. It's like, this is a big deal. If it ends today, this is still a big deal, And we talked earlier about the stats, about the differential being the highest, points per possession differential since 2010, I think it was. I may need to go back and listen to that. It was on Brandon Adams' show the other day, and I think it was 2010, so 11 years or something. So Georgia's doing some historic things, some lofty things. Where do we go? Where do we go from here? Is this natty or bust? Is that what this is?
Gotta be.
in the preseason,
I mean,
Matt, we had a big round table in the preseason, right? We had Ethan and Dren and a variety of folks on the show, and we said the question was asked, what is the least acceptable result for this season for Georgia Bulldogs coming into the season? Do you remember what we said, Matt?
I believe the least acceptable result was a playoff victory and an appearance in the national championship game.
Yes. So we said that that a loss in the national championship, right? That comes with a playoff victory, obviously. A loss in the national would still be an acceptable result. That's what we said coming into the season. And here we are at game 10, and looking around, and I'm thinking, is that an acceptable result anymore? So man,
I don't think so. To beat the big three as dominantly as we beat them, 2 of them on the road in one season, that we also navigate the rest of the SEC undefeated, first time since '82. No, I don't think that's acceptable anymore. Kirby, if you heard Kirby's halftime prayer meeting at the Florida game, that leaked out. If you heard his Bible study speech on that one, I think it's pretty clear where his head's at. I think it's pretty clear where our heads should be. I'll paraphrase here. It's our fucking year. That's what he said. That's what the head coach said at the halftime at the Florida game. That leaves no doubt in my mind. It's natty or bust.
Guys, I just queued it up. I want to hear this thing.
If you have children, this is going to be what rated MS for the mature. This is not something you want your kids to hear unless they're Georgia Bulldogs.
MA.
Here, I don't know if you've heard this or not, Brandon, but just sit back and enjoy. Here goes.
Oh, I heard it.
I remember like yesterday. Walking out this 6.5. Looking the feeling I had, looking at Tyson, looking at Stokes, looking at those guys. You know what, guys? This is our fucking year. This is our fucking year. We're doing how we play. It's 0 to fucking 0, and you guys never want to play again. All that shit they're talking, I love it, Jamar. You didn't say shit. You don't say shit to them. You just laugh and point to the scoreboard. Let me get a picture, JD, pointing to the first scoreboard. Don't say shit to their undisciplined ass, because we are disciplined. And our ass still don't take the fucking shit out of them. Physically, I want to break them. I'm talking about fucking break these bitches on defense and offense. Let's go, defense.
Okay, stop. Is that a head coach or is that me? That's like some shit I would say.
Dude, I told Matt earlier.
I'm ready to fight. Let's go.
I got chills, baby. I got chills.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Uh-oh, sorry about that. My video player just kept on playing. Yeah, man. I told Matt earlier. I said when you get to the end, and he says, "I just want to break them. I want to break them bitches." He says,
that was my favorite part too.
There's no way I can't just rewind it and listen to it all over right now. I mean, you have to. It's like just loops back to the beginning, because at the beginning you're like, yep, and then by the end you're like, let's go, baby. Mikey said he ran through his front wall and tore an oak tree out of the yard.
Did y'all see the inspirational Dan Mullen video that leaked?
You gonna make me pull that? You gonna make me pull that up? Holy cow! No, not the dancing where he was bobbing around like a top in the water. No, not that one. He actually cut a promo. I don't have it with me, but I am a classically trained actor. I could do an impersonation if you'd like. by all means, let's see that.
It went something like this: "Hey, Florida, what's happening? We sort of kind of have a problem here. If you could just go ahead and not give up 42 points to Samford in the first half, that would be great. Okay? Thanks."
Dude. Hey.
A lot of energy in that one.
What right now, Caleb and Brandon, since we can talk about Florida, right? Because that's something we all have in common here. Florida's 5-5.
You can talk about anything.
Florida's 5-5 right now. They're sitting on 5-5. They have games left with Missouri and Florida State. Does Florida get bowl eligible this year?
I think so. I think they're going 6-6. Beat Missouri. They're gonna lose to the Noles though. Florida. I'm gonna make this a quick point. I'm gonna ask y'all a quick. No, go ahead, Brandon. I'm gonna ask it after Brandon says what they got to say now. But I got a question for y'all that's gonna make this a good show.
Nah, man. I was just gonna say Missouri's this weekend. They play like they did last weekend against Missouri, the Mighty Tigers,
who beat the Gamecocks.
I don't think they're bowl eligible. Can Missouri get their ass whooped? Well, hell yeah. We've seen it time and time again.
Honestly, it's a bad matchup for Missouri. I mean, we'll get to this in the picks, but it's a bad matchup for Missouri. Missouri's not a good run-stopping defense, but they damn sure played a good enough game to slow us down in the run. We were able to just torch them in the air. Can Florida torch anybody in the air is my question.
That is a good question.
I don't know. But go ahead, Caleb, shake it up for us.
So I was talking about this on my stream. And
what stream is that? Go on and plug that for us.
KTG13 TV on Facebook. Roger. And it's funny that right after I was talking about it, Uncle Lou kind of did a video on it. I ain't saying he watched me or anything, but it was a very interesting topic. Which programs in a better place right now between Miami, Florida State, and Florida?
Ooh, I have an answer. So when you're which all right, so say that, ask the question again. Which program is in a better state?
Which program? Yeah, in the better. Which program's got the better future right now?
So if you're buying stock, in one of
like Uncle Lou put it, if you're buying stock, I was mostly just saying they're all trash, but which one's better? But yeah, like Uncle Lou put it, if you're buying stock, if Miami, Florida State, and Florida's stock, who are you buying stock in?
Well, they might be all trash, but Florida State's at least recruiting pretty well. They get like the number one player in the country.
Right now,
what is their recruiting rank right now? I got it pulled up.
They're top 15, I think.
15 or so. Let's see where they at. Let's just see where FSU is. Actually, FSU has moved up to 13. 13 with 16 commits. They'll probably take about 9 more. They got 2 5-stars, a few 4-stars.
They're about to take a Georgia one too.
Yeah, probably true.
Which one?
Tyree West.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tyree's he's committed to Georgia. They're gonna flip him?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
That's what I saw today too.
But you know what usually happens when Georgia gets a commit flip? They got somebody in their back pocket. So
for sure. Maybe sometimes more than one.
Probably be. I mean, I don't know that he's a DL. I mean, he's a defensive lineman. He probably wasn't happy that Bear was coming.
All right,
well,
so
there's
Florida's
another
at 23.
DL.
Florida's at 23. Miami, I don't know. I can't even find Miami.
There's no telling, dude.
Miami is outside the top 50.
Miami's not in the top 50.
They outside the top 50. Dude, Miami is below Marshall. You know, so look, man. So all of like Mullins on the hot seat. Manny Diaz has got to be on the hot seat down there in Miami. Miami's not recruiting. I would say right now Miami's probably in the worst shape of them. But I don't know, because Florida, man, Florida. It's like I was asking Matt earlier. How do you even? So let's just suppose they decide to go with Mullen. Mullen, we believe in you. We think you can get the ship righted, and you hire all the assistants that you need to hire, and put the right people in the right places. Yada yada yada. How do you even sell the Florida Gators to a recruit right now? How can you do it?
They don't recruit till after the season. Remember?
Right.
What the man said.
How can you? But how can you even do that after the season? How can you even go to a recruit and say, "Hey, look, man, you real strong. You the man. You are the man. We want you to come be the man in Gainesville, where you can do things like lose to Shane Beamer in his first year,
give him a little money,
get records set on you by Samford. You know what I'm saying? Like." Kentucky's going to spin tires all over your chest. You know what I mean? And you just live under Georgia's boot for the rest of your life. And remember that game you won against Tennessee? Yeah, you ain't going to win that one for the next 3 or 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you even sell that program?
Yeah, Mitch, you got like the anti-sell pitch down. Shit.
Yeah.
I ain't going to Florida.
Destroyer of all things.
No, and I mean, I feel for my Florida friends, but like that dude, we've been trying to tell you. We've been trying to tell you.
Friends. I'm gonna tell y'all something though, and I made this point on my stream as well. The best football team. What up, Robert? The best football team in Florida is IMG Academy.
I mean, you got a good point. You got a good point.
Better than all of them.
Wait till UCF gets in that Big 12, though, baby. Get some of that conference muscle down there, Power 5 muscle. And you obviously know that I am kidding.
Oh, I know you are. I know you are.
Because Cincinnati's going to be the best team in that conference. Man, Texas is going to come crawling back. Y'all know that Texas is going to take their little broke legs back over there to the Big 12.
I don't know how true this is. I've honestly heard this though through the grapevine that they're trying their best. Both of them are trying their best to get out of that contract. Like I've heard that legit.
Texas and Oklahoma?
Huh?
You mean Texas and Oklahoma, or just
yeah, both of them?
Wow.
Trying to get the hell out of here
as soon as possible.
I don't blame them. But I've heard that like legit from legit people. Now I don't know. I don't know how legit that is, but I've heard that.
I've heard it.
So
Who
I don't
wants
know.
to get their ass kicked?
I tell you, I honestly believe that Oklahoma would find a way to survive. And now by survive, I don't mean win conferences or you know what I mean. They might win a division here and there. And Robert's right. It is murderer's row, right? But like I feel like Oklahoma would be an upper tier program. I don't think Texas would be, but Texas has upper tier money. And and so that's why I'd like to keep them around.
Aren't they like the second wealthiest university in the nation behind Harvard?
Yes.
Is that right?
I believe I've read that somewhere.
Yeah.
So as far as like D1 like football schools, they are number one as far as money.
Yeah, they got all that oil.
Oh, as far as like football revenue, what is it like? Is it 1.1 billion? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
1.1 billion? Dude,
I honestly though, I think that when it comes time for them to come to the SEC, I think Texas is going to end up being the better program. I think they're going to get the better recruits.
Maybe.
That's just what I think. I may be totally wrong, but
here's something else to consider too: is Lincoln Riley staying in Oklahoma?
That's a good question.
I mean, the market's opening up. You know what I mean? The coaching carousel this year is going to be nuts, and I wouldn't leave anything. I wouldn't say anybody's sacred. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a handful of coaches that are sacred, like Kirby Smart, Nick Saban. You know what I'm saying? Like you just ain't gonna hire those guys away.
Where do you think Lincoln Riley would go? Each of you, quick fire answer, Mitch.
Florida.
Are you asking me where?
Mitch, where do you think Lincoln Riley would go to leave Oklahoma?
I think he would go to LSU.
Caleb?
No clue.
Brandon?
I think LSU or Florida if they come knocking.
I don't think Florida can afford him. I really don't. I'm just saying, I don't think they can afford him. I think LSU is going to have to come off a lot of money. But listen, you ain't never seen crazy until you give a bunch of Cajuns some money. They do crazy.
They do worse than what rednecks do with money.
Right. Cajuns are just like rednecks without an education.
That's a whole different breed of people, man.
Yeah.
I think it's NFL or Oklahoma, honestly.
You mean that's for Lincoln Riley? Like
NFL or he's going to stay.
Well, he said that he's going to stay at Oklahoma, and fine if he does. Like it wouldn't surprise me. I'm just saying that LSU is a type of program that they will spend a stupid amount of money to get the guy they want, even if it's Ed Orgeron. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll go spend money. They'll go spend a pile of money.
I keep reading this. They want Jimbo Fisher. That's a big buyout, though. God,
it's too big. I don't think Jimbo's going to go.
You just said you can't give Cajuns money because they're going to do stupid shit with it.
Right, but I don't think Jimbo. See, the thing is that Jimbo could get bought by him, but his $95 million insurance isn't if he's fired without cause, right?
He can just pick up and leave anytime he wants. So it's just
Facebook
weird.
user says you all have the same glasses, but Brandon, where's your beard?
That's a good question.
Where is your beard, young Brandon? so anyhow, I mean, I think that Jimbo would rather. I mean, he's already got a thing going there at A&M, and the money. They can't fire him. He's just he can do what he can. He don't have to wear pants. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't fire him.
A&M is sitting at number 3 on recruiting right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he actually made a point. Jimbo said, "Why would I got the best recruiting class I've had. Why would I go to LSU to play against these guys?"
Yeah,
he said that, but if LSU was smart, they go get their old boss man, Mr. Dave Aranda. I think Dave Aranda would be a good fit at LSU because he's killing it at Baylor. Killing it. That's who I'd get if I was LSU.
I brought up the name Joe Brady in our group chat earlier, and I got laughed at. I mean, the folks were like, "Nah, Brady ain't leaving the NFL." And I'm like, "How much is he making in the NFL? Is it the money that them Cajuns willing to pay him? You know?" So I don't know. But hey, Robert brings up a good point here. What about Aranda to Florida? I mean.
No. We'll stay at Florida.
Yeah, I don't know if Florida loses to Florida State, they may boot his ass.
Stop!
Straight up.
Don't put it in the air. We need him to stay.
I don't want them to lose. To
Don't you put that evil on me,
Ricky Bobby. Hey boys, hey let's talk about one more thing before we get into our picks. Let's say what have you guys heard on the injury front for the Dogs here?
Finally, some good damn news. Pickens ain't clear, but Pickens has been tearing it up on the scout team. The success we did have against Tennessee, you could probably attribute to practicing against that dude. Kirby does not have a timeline, but Pickens is looking real good for a guy wearing a non-contact jersey. Blaylock is fighting the flu, and they expect him to be back when he beats the flu. And there was one other one. Wyatt's good. Smith is good. So if you got all sweaty and nervous about Devontae and Nolan, you can just wipe that off your brow. They good and ready to go.
I really did sweat over Nolan when I saw the replay of that thing. With
boy,
his
you
arm
better be sweating over Devontae.
Like,
that man is a monster too.
No, don't get me wrong. I was sweating over Nolan. All right. I think Jamar Sawyer is going to be back, and
Kendall Milton. Tech. He will not be back for Charleston. They expect him back for Georgia Tech.
Okay, so no new injuries, only added. No subtractions, only additions. Right.
The biggest foe of Georgia this past week was the flu.
Yeah.
Let me get a question in before we get to the prognostication.
Okay, go for it. What's up?
Who do y'all want? Who do y'all want in the playoffs? Who do you want to play?
Anybody.
I mean,
it took a while for me to say that. I don't think Brandon knows me like you do, Mitch. For me to be able to say that shit, because I'm the doom and gloom guy, believe it or not.
Matt's like, I want to play the Girl Scouts.
Yeah, I'd rather just, if you could load me up with Idaho and New Mexico State, I'm good.
Right.
I mean, every game I'm like, but after what this team has showed me, anybody. I don't want Alabama to stumble in the Iron Bowl. I want Alabama in Atlanta. In fact, I'll be disappointed if we don't get them because that chapter needs to be closed. That dragon needs to be slain. After Alabama, if we beat Alabama, you can give me any of them. Ohio State. Who else is out there? Cincinnati.
Well, dude, look at this. Coming into the season, what if I had told you that Georgia was going – what if I told you at the beginning of the year that Georgia was going to beat Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State, and Oregon? What if I told you we were going to beat all four of them in the same season?
I'd pop a bottle and get drunk. That's exactly what I'd do.
Because that's a whole pile of meat. Right? That's a whole pile of meat to be wading through right there, boys. We start the season with Clemson and ended up with Alabama, and then just throw Ohio State on top of that pile.
This whole season, every game, I waited for the other shoe to drop on this defense. Sorry, Florida. I know it's still too soon for shoes, but it never dropped.
Yeah.
It kept getting better.
Yeah.
The numbers didn't really change. Tennessee moved the differential by 4 points. So I'd like to see what our average is now. It's not like y'all went on a tear. You were supposed to. That was the narrative. That was the fairy tale of the week. Here it comes. This is the one. And it's the same result. So I don't give a shit who we play. Give me Bama, give me Ohio State, give me Oregon in consecutive weeks. Let's do it. They ain't got what we got. I said it. This is going to be a weird year. And we went undefeated since first time since 82. And the next thing I said was this Georgia team's different. The old tropes don't apply. Sorry.
It's like I said, last week, the week before last, Atlanta ain't bringing the only title back to Georgia. I said it. And I believe it. And I'm like you. I'm a doom and gloom. I'm a realist.
Yeah.
It's time. It's time.
And the only thing I love more than Georgia football is being right.
Amen, brother.
And so the one caveat, the silver lining our foes can have is that I'm going to have to admit that I was not right. If, in fact, Stetson Bennett is the guy who just plays that position all the way through, because then I'm going to have to eat the most delectable plate of crow that I've ever eaten in my life, and I will eat it. I'll be like the Baron Harkonnen. You have a wonderful kitchen, cousin.
I tried my best to get my hands on one of those daggone postal service hats. I ordered one. They sent me the wrong thing. I was so mad. I've been trying.
Bro, did you see the one after Auburn when they put Stetson on the Tiger King body, had him posing on like on the they had the tiger skin, laid out there with like the rug, and he's all shirtless with oil all over him, and it is old dude, from the you guys saw
Tiger King from Netflix.
They had the dude's head, like his head was replaced with Stetson Bennett's head, and it said Tiger King across. I was like,
that's great.
It was wonderful. That oiled up chest though, boy, that just really brought it home. Hey, let's get these picks in real quick, y'all. What do you say? All right, Caleb, you are our guest. Would you like to go first or last? You get to choose.
Just shoot them at me. Let's go. I'll go first.
All right, he's going first. Arkansas is going to Alabama, and Alabama is favored by 20.5. 20.
Give me Arkansas.
Arkansas in the points.
With the points, yeah. I think Alabama wins. I think Arkansas covers.
Okay. Brandon, how about you, buddy?
Damn. I think I'm with the kid here. I think Alabama wins, but I don't think they'll win by 21. I think Arkansas stepped up a little bit.
I'm going to have to beg to differ, you guys. We folded Arkansas in half. We made bacon bits out of them.
They ain't been the same since.
And they ain't been the same. They definitely weren't the same that
Boy,
day.
when they rolled into Georgia, when they rolled into Sanford, the fairy tale was, this is the one. Way back when. Way back in that game, it was like, this is the one. I remember Kurt Hurstreet saying, this team ain't going to fold. This team ain't going to break. This is something Georgia's never seen. Well,
you're right.
Apparently, we were something they hadn't seen neither.
Didn't we start this whole thing because we got tired of hearing it from stupid motherfuckers like
who? He cut out, man. What, like who?
Stupid MFers.
Kirk Hurstreet.
Oh, man, he said it on national television. God bless him. He makes a lot of money.
I'm going to take Bama. I can see 35-14 very, very easily. 20 and a half is just under 3 scores. I like that. So I'll take Bama there.
It's in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
I think Bama knows what's coming. This is no mystery, or this ain't no surprise to Saban. He knows what they're going to have to do to get ready to even be able to compete. I know this ain't the Alabama of yore, but I think this is going to be an Alabama that can put 21-24 on Arkansas. I'm taking Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, Matt. Here is one for you. Oh boy, I have to go last. I have to go last on this one. I've been practicing in the mirror all day long.
8.5 on the road at the zoo.
Let me ask you this: if Florida beats Mizzou, they will be bowl eligible, right? There's no mathematical way. Okay.
Yeah, they're 5-5 right now.
So if you don't want to see them make a bowl, they have to lose at Missouri.
Right.
What time is that game played?
That is a great question,
That's a good
sir.
question. I don't know.
Because
I will tell you
that
momentarily.
noon kickoff in Columbia is a motherfucker. And if it's a noon game, that will influence my pick.
I know Florida State and Florida's a noon game.
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
They're playing at
Okay.
4 o'clock.
Well, who wants to take this one first? Or do you want me to do it?
You can go first.
You go first on this one, Matt. I'm definitely going last, though. I'm definitely going last.
Oh, man,
So we'll go clockwise.
I think the Tigers are going to pull this one off. I think Florida's in a real rut. I'm agreeing with Mitch on this one. I think Florida is in a spiral, and when there's this much smoke, there's definitely a fire. You got a head coach bouncing around like one of them old punch dummies you used to play with in the locker room for beating Samford after you just gave up 42 points to the FCS school at home.
I think you meant to say a team record 42 points and a half.
I think Florida's quit, and I think it's going to resonate in a Missouri upset. I'll take the Tigers.
Tigers, okay. All right, Brandon, do it.
You know, I thought of it when you put these out the other day. I was thinking, man, this damn Florida game against Missouri. I think I'm going to go with the Tigers as well. Florida is just in a plane ready to crash into the ground.
No. KT, man, what about it?
I think Missouri's trash. I think Florida's trash, but I think Missouri's more trash. I'm going to take Florida.
Oh. Okay. I was reading this article from CBS Sports today, I think it was, and they were doing their picks against the spread, just guys sitting around like we're doing here, and the thing said Florida is favored by 8.5, and that's 14 points too many. I thought, dude, that tripped me out the way that he said that. But all right, I want, dude. I don't think Florida can win this game.
Shit.
I don't think that Florida can win.
Did I say Missouri was going to win?
Yeah, you got
Missouri. No. That ain't what I meant. I meant Missouri in the points.
Well, yeah, you get automatically, you get the points. You get 8.5 points.
Okay.
So you pick Missouri, you get 8.5 points. I'm going to take Missouri in the points too, but I honestly believe that Missouri can just win. I'm tempted to say money line. You know what I mean? Like, I'll take my points, but I think that Missouri might be able to win that outright.
Wait, you mean
money line? Money line. Here we go. Auburn is going to the bad Columbia. Florida's going to the good Columbia. Auburn's going to the bad Columbia. I don't mind going first here, dude. Auburn is playing without Bo Nix.
He's going for the season out here.
Yeah, and that would mean something if they were playing anyone else.
Yeah.
Dude, South Carolina, come on. They didn't beat Florida so much as Florida they were just going to lose to whoever the other team was that day. You know what I'm saying? And they tried hard to lose on Saturday to Samford. I don't think South Carolina can beat Auburn. Tank will have a good day. Defense will play pretty good. I expect Auburn to win it by a couple scores. Anybody else?
Ducati, what you got?
I'm going to take the Palmetto Chickens.
The Palmetto Chickens. Matt, you're taking Scar?
Shane Beamer made me believe.
I love it.
Take South Carolina.
Really? What?
No.
Brandon?
No. That was my little goiter talking. I'm taking Auburn.
Is that where Shane came from? Did Frank did he just tear into this? Shane leapt out fully formed.
Hold on. Mitch, you took who?
I'm taking Auburn in this one.
You're taking Auburn? Look at you.
Yeah, I mean, Caleb took Florida, so
I'll take Carolina the points. Auburn will win, but I think Carolina will cover.
Okay. What about Brandon?
Auburn.
Just straight up Auburn. All right. KTG.
So, if my boy Robert's still watching,
He's here.
when I'm on his podcast, I have my own segment.
Oh,
It's
yeah?
the Shane Beamer segment where I say, I don't have a magical scheme. Damn. Because that's my favorite. That made Shane Beamer my second favorite coach in the SEC besides my man Kirby Smart.
Oh, man.
No magical scheme here either, Auburn.
I need to get that little clip too.
That's the best clip out there.
Then we can play it with this clip.
I think we'll hang 20.
What?
Yeah, you gotta send me that one. You gotta send me that one.
Woo! Yes, sir.
Make
sure he comes back on the show at some point. So
Matt
That is I smell shit face if I've ever seen one.
Matt said,
I can't even do it.
All right. Vandy's going to Ole Miss.
Yeah, okay. All right. Everybody ought to be able to agree on this one.
I know who.
Why did you even put this game? Is there nothing else going on this weekend?
Literally, this is Cupcake Weekend, baby. So there's nothing else going on this weekend. So you get to pick. Vandy, you get 36 and a half points. I'm taking
the Admiral Akbars. This is the Rebel Alliance. But
it is a trap, sir. Matt is taking those Rebs, those Land Sharks, those Bears, those Akbars. I'm going to take them too. I don't think Vandy, dude. You talking about Florida quitting? Vandy never started. Like it, you know what I'm saying? They didn't quit. They didn't quit because they just never showed up in the first place. So, how about it, Brandon?
Oh shit! You know what I'm about to say.
Tennessee boy, you gonna pick Vandy or not? You getting I know what you're gonna say. That's a lot of points. That's what Brandon is gonna say.
That is a lot of points.
That is a lot of points.
There was a lot of points scored in Neyland Stadium this past weekend too.
See, they're called the Land Sharks. They're called the Rebels.
I think we'll hang 20.
What?
I love it. I love it. Woo!
There weren't that many points scored.
I'm gonna take the motherfuckers over the Commodores.
All right, KT.
Ole Miss.
Of course, man. Of course.
Is that what Ole Miss is called now in certain circles? Those things.
What is this? Look at this thing. This is Purby Smart.
Purby Smart. I love it.
What have we become?
I don't know, man. All right, let's last thing. This is what we've become, Matt. This is what we've become. I looked Matt and I decided long ago we will always pick the Georgia game, regardless of what other games are being played or whatever. Like the Georgia game will be picked on this show. And so I went to Bet Now. I went to DraftKings, and I was looking for the spread. Dude, ain't even no spread. It just said, sorry, data not available. You know what I mean? Like, they're just not even, I mean, ain't nobody in Vegas putting $1 down on Charleston Southern, right? And why not? So instead of betting against the spread, this is what we're going to bet right here, gentlemen.
I tried to reach out to a bookie to take this. He wouldn't touch it. No action. We ain't taking no action till Atlanta. I said, but Georgia can shut out Charleston Southern. That can't become a bet? No, can't do it.
Why the hell not?
I don't know. I
would bet on any damn thing.
It's too plausible.
They would not touch. I'm being serious. They would not touch it. I'm like, okay, but you probably gonna make money here. Nope, no action till Atlanta. Well, fuck it. We're gonna do it here tonight.
We're gonna do it right now. So you got to predict yes, shutout, or no shutout. Brandon, you go first.
All right. Well, unless Charleston Southern has some kind of the next Justin Tucker on their team, yeah, they're going to shut him out.
All right. Caleb? You want to go last? I'll let you go last, buddy. You want to ride us out into the sunset? I'll let you
I'll
go
go
last.
last. I ain't going last shit.
All right.
I'll go last.
Here goes to me. I'll take. I'm going to say yes too. We will shut them out. Matthew.
Georgia will score the only points in Sanford Stadium this Saturday.
Okay. All right, Caleb. What you think, buddy?
Well, it's not Eastern time or Easter. It is Eastern time. It's not Easter time, but I do see goose eggs laying around. They ain't scoring. They ain't scoring.
Do you think Tech will score next week?
Hell no.
Yeah.
No.
So
I think we're gonna break their soul.
Oh, I think that's absolutely true.
That would
regardless
be 2
of
weeks
where
in a
they
row.
score. I ain't got nothing in the world against Charleston Southern. I couldn't tell you a dang thing about them except I think their quarterback's first name is Jack. Like that's all I got. And apparently he's Matt and I were talking about how this week the fairy tale was going to be. We're going to build it. How can we possibly?
Well, we're going to do it this week.
How can we possibly?
Charleston Southern, they wear purple. They're just so big and fast and strong. I don't know how we're going to block them and tackle them. Georgia's never seen this before.
We've never seen a Buccaneer. What is a Buccaneer?
3-5, they're going to be looking to make a statement against the number one team in the country, and this might be the week that somebody does. Why not? We've heard the same fucking thing for the last 10 weeks. So let's have another fairy tale. First it was Arkansas, and then it was Missouri, and then it was Kentucky. I'm not going in order, but then it was Florida, and then it was Tennessee. Everybody going to do this, everybody going to do that. Same result. So if everybody else is going to make shit up, let's make some shit up.
I'll take the Buccaneers, and I will lay the 75 points that they're favored by. No. I think we could pitch 2 back-to-back shutouts. I personally do believe that we can do that. And if we do that, that will give us a third of our regular schedule, a full third shutting out our opponents. And that would also make Tennessee the high water mark at 2.5 scores allowed.
Shave some of them 4 points off that score. Bring our average back.
Right, yeah. How many points has Georgia allowed on the season right now?
It was 56 going into Tennessee, so add 17 to that.
So that'd be
73?
71?
73, ain't it?
73?
Hell, Florida had to score 70 just to beat Samford.
73
God
points allowed.
damn.
So if we go 12 games allowing 73 points, right now it's at 7.3. So what is that math? 73 divided by 12. That'd be about 6.
Right at 6.
Yeah.
Or right
That's
a
enough.
little above 6, yeah.
Just a little bit.
Just
Yeah.
slightly. So not even a full touchdown allowed per game. I'll take it. All right, boys. Hey, anybody got anything to say before they get out of here? Hey, Caleb, why don't you go ahead and shout out your stream again, man. If you boys ain't watching Caleb's show, you need to get on that.
Yeah, y'all can find me at Facebook Gaming, KTG13TV. I'm finally getting to use Georgia in my actual online dynasty, so we're struggling a little bit, though. I'm not going to lie to you, but it's fun. And we get in there and we clown everybody. Every other team besides Georgia. Young Brandon don't come in there because Tennessee gets shit on a lot in there. But hey, go Dogs, man! And if y'all enjoy just hanging out and watching these guys, I think y'all enjoy my show too.
I do like catching your stream. The problem is that a lot of time you go on while I'm still at work, right? And I'm like, dang, man. And so sometimes on my break or whatever, I'll just pop in and just say, hey, but just know that I'm just stopping by briefly. But but I support it, man. I like to see what you're doing there.
Mitch, did you make a quarter today?
Oh shoot! I forgot to even say anything about it, didn't I?
Oh,
I changed my name. I changed my name to Cash App $ Mitch Allday. So like, hey, I'm gonna make this deal moving forward. That's just gonna be my name from here on out. So basically, I'm giving everybody an opportunity to send me one 25-cent piece through Cash App, and I will answer your question on the air. That's my deal with you. Send me a quarter, and I'll answer your question. I don't care what the question is. It's like Reddit. Ask me anything. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and ask me anything. I'll answer it on there for 25 cents. That's how easy I am. Look at that. Money, bitch. That's right, baby. Check out the hat. Pirates for life.
Pirates.
That has got to be. that has got to be Preston. Preston, is that you, P Word?
Oh,
Yeah, man.
He watches my show a good bit. Old Preston
Yeah.
does.
P Word is good people, man. I need to get him
Shout
on
outs
this show.
to him.
Yeah, get your little redhead. Oh, I used to call him little redheaded boy, but like he told me the other day he ain't got no hair left. So it gets that. It bees like that sometimes, I reckon. Anywho, hey boys, if y'all ain't got nothing to say, man, I'm gonna play us out with this one last thing right here. And
Orange live stream.
it ain't when are you guys going on?
Yeah,
Brandon?
when is that?
Yeah, sometime in the future. Probably Friday, maybe
Friday.
Thursday.
When y'all gonna let me crash the Tennessee show? That's what I was.
Man, just jump in there, dude.
I've been
Those
there.
guys are
Don't even announce yourself. Just come in there.
You're always
Bottle of
you're
Henny.
welcome.
I'm buying the bar.
Hey, let me tell y'all something in case y'all didn't know this. I was checking our analytics on our channel the other day, and guess what? Guess which show has the most live views for the whole season? Last week's Very Orange live stream.
They was hoping.
They was hoping. They was hoping.
They was hoping.
Let me get this in there real quick. No, bro, you ain't gonna listen. We ain't gonna listen to the whole thing. That's all. That's all you get. All right.
Too much banjo.
Yeah, too much banjo. All right, here we go. Hey, it's been fun, everybody. Thank you for coming on, Brandon, and taking your lumps like a little man. And also, KTG, man, thanks for dropping in on us, dude.
Yeah.
We always love to have you around, and
Glad to
you're
have
welcome
you
here
both.
anytime.
I love being on the show, man. I had nothing to do tonight. I had my little show before this, and I was like, hey, y'all better get me off by 9:30. I got another show to attend to, and I like being on shows anyway, man. And y'all's and Robert's are my two favorites, so it's an honor.
Stride. I've been having a blast the last 3 or 4. There's some kind of switch that's been flipped, and I'm like,
Brandon's like, y'all got any more of them streams? All right, boys. We'll catch y'all next. Try to be on next week on Tuesday nights again. We had a little something come up this week. Had a little hiccup in the action and had to readjust. But you know how we do. We work on a swivel, and we're gonna do it back on Tuesday nights at 9:30. So until then, peace out. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.